lot of students want to focus on like they want to go to the big school. But like you said, if you're not a baller, like you're not one of the top players, you're just going to drown in that school because there's 2,000 students, there's 2,500 students, 3,000 students. So your chances of playing on the basketball team or any of these sports are very little, and then being a star is even smaller, right? So like we look at like Marcus Bagley, right? First of all, oh, it's Sheldon. Like, yeah, first of all, Sheldon has a name. They've been doing it for a long time since I was younger. They opened up at the same time, right, in Thomas High, so they would always been balling, right? They had like DeMarcus Nelson back in the day, right? Went to Duke and everything. Coach K came out to see him, right? So Sheldon has been doing it. But let's be real, Marcus Bagley's brother's in the NBA. So it doesn't matter if Marcus Bagley plays for LGA or if he plays in the middle of Ohio. It doesn't really matter because he already knows people that know people. You know what I mean? So people don't have to get so like stuck on like what school you're at. I think that's a school thing, but like your AAU and who has your back and who can get you places is way more important. Way more important.
And that's another thing I want to talk about. So when I got recruited to go to Vegas, I never played like great competition because I was at Leeward Green. You know what I mean? I played AAU. AAU has great competition or like good competition, but it depends on like what brackets you're in and things like that,
or levels to it, right? Okay.
I was playing good competition, but I wasn't playing like great competition until I got looked at to go to Vegas. So we had Leeward Green, we had our own AAU team, and we had a scrimmage against this team called Scott Sanchez Elite. This team was great. Like, this team was good. That team spanked us, right? And after, I went up to the coach, and this was honestly one of the best teams I ever played. I went up to the coach. I was like, "Hey, coach, like I really like what you're doing over here, and players don't often do that to other coaches. You know
No,
what I mean?
where do you get this confidence to go talk to these people, man? Because you told me you just talked to this coach, you talked to the coach of Sac State, you talked to like where do you get the confidence to do that at such a young age?
I got love for the game, man. Like, I want to
Okay.
go places. Like, I really want to play. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Yeah.
So I went up to him and I was like, "Hey, coach, like I really like what you're doing over here. Like, keep it up." And like he was surprised. He's like, "Oh, thanks." Like a player from another team never really told me that before. Like, players are too full of themselves. They think they're too good. And he's like, "I really appreciate that." And I was like, "Thanks." And a couple weeks later, over the summer, my coach at Leeward Green, we had multiple coaches for the AAU team. And so he texted me. He's like, "Hey, remember that team we played? Blah, blah, blah. That was really good. They're going to Vegas, and the coach just texted me, and he wants you to go play over there." And I was like, "No way. Like, what the hell?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll give you his number, things like that." And we talked it up, and I was like, "Hey, yeah." He's like, "I know this is really last moment because I guess the tournament was in like a week." And he's like, "I know this is really last moment. I really want you to play for us." One of our players got injured. That's the main reason why he texted me, because I guess one of the players got injured.
Right. But you still got a chance.
Yeah, and he was like, "Hey, um, come play with us. I'll pay for everything." And so I ended up going, and this is when it was like a reality check. I went there. These freaking juniors and seniors were like 6'8", 6'10", dunking all over the place, things
Right.
like that.
Right.
And that really had me shook because I was like, damn, I never played these type of people. And I'm not going to lie. Like, I'm going to be 100% honest. I did not perform well. Like, I know looking back at it, I could have did way better than what I did. And it was crazy because the coach gave me decent minutes too, like for never playing with this team or
Right.
never.
He's giving you a shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
as a
like I
guest.
never
Yeah.
even had a single practice with this team, you know what I mean? And he still gave me decent minutes, but I did not perform like how I really wanted to perform. And it was that nerve clicking in. I was like, damn, like these people want to play like college for real, for real. And after that, no, actually, this was my junior season when all this happened. So scratch all that. This is my junior season.
Right.
So after that tournament, I came back my senior year, and this is where like I, oh my god, I snapped. I went crazy. My high school or my senior year, like I was averaging great amount of points, things like that, and it's because the competition was so different. I was
Right.
just like, damn.
Right.
You know what I mean? AAU is where it's at. Like, if you really
Right.
want to get looked at,
Oh, big
you
time.
have to have AAU. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And do you think you would have like obviously you probably would have benefited from playing AAU at a younger age, right? Starting maybe like at
Oh, yeah.
8 or 9.
like people don't believe me. I don't want to say I'm super good and things like that. You know, I
You're all
think I'm a
right.
good.
You're all right. You ain't trying to play
Yeah,
them.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like I don't like to say, I don't like to say that. You know, I just like to play. But people like are really surprised when I tell them like, yeah, bro, I've only been playing since eighth grade. Like that's where I started. I started playing at eighth grade, and people have been playing like their whole lives since they were
Right.
like
Right.
what second, third grade. You know what I mean? So I started really late. But I think what gave me the advantage over many people is like I put the work in. You know what I mean? People like rather than just stay inside playing video games all day. Like I got my source from YouTube. I used to watch YouTube videos all the time,
Okay.
highlights, you know, how to do certain moves, things like
Okay.
that. And I would go outside for hours, bro. Just go to the local park or something. Just go for hours and practice. And then when
You don't see
people
that. You don't
guarded
see
me,
that anymore. You don't see that anymore. You don't see
yeah,
like
oh,
a lot of times these guys that or these boys or girls that go far because they have a parent or somebody there that's like picking them up and training them and doing all that. And so for you to do it on your own, you know what I mean? Like you're over there hooping on
yeah.
your own, you're studying. Like that's why you got to this certain point. And imagine, like you said, imagine you would have started a little bit younger. You know what I mean? Maybe 2, 3 more years.